Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Happy hump day. Today is Wednesday, isn't it? Happy hump day. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you guys can hear me pretty good. Hey everybody, coming in. Hit that like button, take a seat. Now listen. This came across my desk late last night. Okay, this came across my desk late last night, and it was late, so I said I'll just come to y'all in the morning before I head out because I got a few things I got to do today. I got to go to the doctor and some other things I got going on. So I said I'm gonna come and talk to y'all this morning. Baby, I woke up this morning so congested and stuffy. My nose was stuffy. Oh my gosh! So I got me a little tea. Okay, had me a little Vicks. Okay. But anyway, so let's get into it. So Gladys Knight's son is accusing Gladys Knight's husband / manager of working her amid, basically he's saying that Gladys Knight mental capacity is not up to snuff. Now, we're going to listen to this report over from the Shade Room, or was it TMZ? One of the two. Now, because this is a reaction video, y'all know I have to stop and start it. So if you do not want my commentary, let me give you a fair warning. If you do not want to hear my commentary, y'all can head on over to the Shade Room and listen to the video uninterrupted. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. You can go on over to the Shade Room and listen to this video uninterrupted. But we getting ready to talk about it, and we're going to do our commentary, and we're going to be stopping and starting. Okay? All right. Amen. Say amen. Okay? Amen. All right. And let's listen to it. Okay? You ready?
I'm stopping this. Her son filing a DHS complaint accusing Gladys's husband of elder abuse, forcing her to go on tour, work long hours, knowing that her cognitive health is declining. He's dealing with my mother. This is my mama. And what Gladys Knight was allegedly seen doing in the middle of the night that has her family sounding the alarm for her safety.
So, somebody in the chat said, is this her son that ran the chicken and waffles in the ground? Yes, this is the same son that didn't pay payroll taxes and ended up going to jail. It's the same son that she had to sue to take her name off them chicken and waffles. And let me tell you something. That was a terrible thing because that Gladys Knight chicken and waffles was some kind of good. They had opened one up here in D.C. down to the Landover at the Boulevard when they tore down Capitol Plaza, RIP Capitol Plaza. I said Capitol Plaza, Lord. Capitol Plaza is still up. Capitol Center, when they tore down the Capitol Center. But baby, that chicken and waffles was some kind of good. But yeah, it's the same one. It's the same one. Okay. Now y'all know that Gladys Knight is currently on tour with Shaka Khan and Patti LaBelle and somebody else. Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills. Now, between me and you, when they announced that tour, I remember thinking to myself, do Gladys need to be on that tour? And I know somebody might say, well, Patti is up there too. But Gladys just look a little more frail to me than Patti does. And I just remember thinking, and I'm not even being funny, y'all, I'm dead serious. I remember thinking, did Gladys need to be on this tour? But let's keep listening.
As her family, we are just concerned about her well-being.
I'm Justin Carter in this.
Now that's the daughter-in-law. That's the son's ex-wife. That was her talking. Okay.
As TSR investigates. But before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel for weekly episodes of this show and more. She was like,
Cruiser, I love Gladys. Cruiser said, I'm leaving. Don't you ever talk about Gladys. I didn't say nothing bad about Gladys. I was just questioning. Gladys is 91 years old. I was just wondering. Did she need to be on that tour? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me go keep going.
If I'm not ever able to do this anymore, you got to be the one to stop it. And I said, well, what do you mean? You know, and I said, what, you're working, you're performing? And she was like, yeah. It's something Gladys Knight told her son, Shenga Hankerson, in private years ago. Something he says he'll never forget. It's why Shenga and his ex-wife, Gloria, reached out to the Shade Room last week with disturbing allegations of elder abuse at the hands of William McDowell.
Okay, maybe I be exaggerating. Y'all know I always add 10 years to somebody's age. Okay, she 81.
Gladys Knight's current husband of nearly 25 years. Their family dynamic, it has been rocky over the years, as we've seen play out in the media. We're going to get to that in a moment, but Hankerson says as his mom prepares for the second leg of her tour with Shaka Khan, Stephanie Mills, and Patti LaBelle, he says that William McDowell is manipulating people into thinking that Gladys Knight is not struggling when she's getting on stage every night, and led him to drive on down to North Carolina, her home state, and file a complaint with the Department of Health and Human Services.
Now I'm gonna say something. Casey Johnson says, seriously, I saw her in concert. I saw her in concert a few months ago, and all I can say is save your money. Ravine said she went to the show and Gladys did look frail. So listen, a lot's going to be said in this video. So I want y'all to understand that I felt the same way you felt, Sierra. I was sort of side-eyeing the son a little bit because I was like, sir, you did some stuff. But by the time we get to the end of this, you may not. You may feel the way I feel. Because at first I was listening and I was kind of like, But some things are said. So I want y'all to,
work like 70-something years of her life, and her legacy and what she's worked for should be respected.
We all know Gladys got hits, and with millions of records sold and 7 Grammy Awards. I saw this coming, Justin. Everybody who truly loves my mom saw it. Her youngest son, Shenga Hankerson, whose father is longtime record executive Barry Hankerson, is now fighting to protect his mom and preserve her legacy. Yes, there's been talk on social media of Gladys Knight forgetting lyrics and taking long pauses while on tour. Last year, before a show in Athens, he got to speak to her longtime road manager, Larry Ward, about it.
So they said, now the people in the chat are saying the same thing. Sierra said, my mom went to the show and said it was a 5 out of 10. Now, I wanted to go to the show. I did. But the DC show, Patty wasn't going to be at the DC show. So I said, well, hell, the main reason why I'm going is because I want to see Patty and Stephanie. If they ain't going to be at the show, I ain't want to go. And that's no disrespect to Gladys. Don't nobody, Cruiser don't come and get me. There's no disrespect to Gladys. But out of those 4 women, the 2 women that I really wanted to see was Stephanie Mills, because I've never seen her in concert. I have never seen Stephanie Mills in concert. So I wanted to see Stephanie Mills. And I'm sorry. And I wanted to see I always want to see Patty. So I'd have seen Patty in concert 5 million times. So when they said Patty wasn't gonna be at the DC show, I was like, well, I'll just keep my little money, my little money, child. Now I want y'all to hear what he said happened when he went to the show down to the Athens, Georgia.
I went and I hugged him, and we hugged, and he looked at me. He's like, I'm so glad to see you. And he said, Shane, it's been so hard. I have never seen Larry break down and cry like that. He broke down to me. He said, it's been so hard. You just don't know. I said, well, what is it, Larry? He said, and he couldn't really put it into words. Then he watched her perform. The band played I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 extra bars, okay? And she zoned out. The background singer started singing. the background singer started singing, and that brought her back. They're having to rewind the teleprompters because my mom is forgetting to even look at them. Song lyrics is one thing, but Hankerson says it's deeper than that. When did you realize, oh shoot, something is wrong here? When I really noticed it was like right at my sentencing, where she came to speak for me, and she couldn't form complete sentences and coherent thoughts. If you recall, Hankerson served time in prison for failing to pay over $1 million in payroll taxes for the restaurant he owned, Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles in Atlanta. His mom, Gladys Knight, later sued to have her name and likeness removed from the business. She won. Did that put a stain on you and your mom's relationship? What was you and your mom's relationship after that? It really didn't have that much of an influence on our relationship because her awareness was just so low.
Now, let me say this. It is not unusual for artists to forget the lyrics to their songs. Child, Patty forget all her words. But Patty been forgetting her words for 30 years. Patty been forgetting her words since she was 30 years old, okay? Patty always forget the words to her song. And she'll tell you she done forgot the words to her song. So it's not a big deal, in my opinion, when artists forget the words to the song. Now, if it's happening every night, and if it's at a point where she's zoning out and she's not seeming to be there during her shows, now, Houston, we got a problem. You know what I mean? Cheryl, I don't know how old that woman is. I said 91. Everybody done put a different age in the chat. Somebody Google it. Because Vovo said 81. Somebody else said 89. Somebody else said 86. I don't know how old that lady is. Okay, she 81. Okay. And right, you're right. Somebody said a lot of these legends get away with that kind of stuff. They do because, like you said, Frankie Beverly didn't have no voice. Frankie Beverly didn't have no voice. And that's real talk. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, but Frankie Beverly lost his voice. He did. He really did. But baby, we still was up in that. We were still there. Okay? And we would have been there. Okay? That's when they hold the mic. Right. That's when they let the audience sing. A lot of times we just want to see our people. Okay. So her forgetting the words. But if it's becoming an issue with her not being able to command, because Frankie Beverly never lost command of his audience. He never lost command of the stage. You know what I'm saying? Patty, she'll throw a shoe. You know, like, you still gonna get a show out of these people. Okay. I went to the show on Patty's birthday and Gladys was first up. I was crying. I didn't know she was sickly. She did her thing, but was very frail. Well, I added the very. Lisa didn't say very. I said very, but was frail.
About, about what was going on. Yes, she did sue me personally because I know that she was led to believe that that's what she needed to do to protect her name.
Sir, she was not led to believe that that's what she needed to do. Sir, that's what she needed to do. You was about to go to jail. Her name was on that restaurant. Her likeness. People did not associate you with that restaurant. People associated her. Nobody led her to believe that that's what she had to do. So that's what she had to do. See, when I was listening to it, this when I started side-eyeing him because I was like, okay, what we're not going to do is side talk and sidestep that you ran that woman name in the ground behind them restaurants. That's what we not gonna do, okay? Let's keep going though.
Which it wasn't, it really wasn't, because I didn't fight her. I didn't fight her on that. William saw an opening to shoot me down and make me a non-threat to his overall strategy, which he's carrying out right now. He says, though, as his mother gets older, everything she does is manipulated by her husband, William McDowell. They've been married since 2001. He became her manager shortly after. I noticed that.
Now, I do have a question right here. They've been married since 2001, but I would be interested to know how long have they known each other? How long were they dating? And the reason why I say that is because in my mind, marrying her, getting married 4 years ago, that's very interesting to me. That a 76-year-old woman, and don't yell at me before I say that. Let me finish my thought. I'm not saying that older people can't find love. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is when it's an older person that has means, that has there's a certain level of affluence. Okay, they've known each other for 25 years. Well, then that's different. And then it says that he became her manager after the marriage. Y'all know, because of the Mary J. Blige experiences of the world, I always side-eye these women who get married and then let their husbands become their manager. We've seen that story a million times. But again, these were just questions. As I was listening, these were questions. Okay, keep going. Because one of these pictures, it showed Gladys Knight. You could click one of the pictures of Gladys Knight with her husband. You can clearly tell she's a lot younger. So that's how I know that they've known each other a long time. Because you can clearly tell that she's a lot younger in that picture. You know. Hold on, let me show that.
She does is manipulated by her husband
and make.
I'm gonna show y'all the picture. You can clearly tell she's a lot younger.
Strategy, which he's carrying out right now.
He says, though, as his mother gets older, everything she does is manipulated by her husband, William McDowell. They've been married since 2001. He became her manager shortly after.
Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. They said 2001. I was thinking never mind what I just said. I heard 2021. They said 2001. Never mind. Don't worry about me, child.
I noticed that William would always chime in, make sure that I didn't get to speak with her by myself or by herself.
When was the last time you saw her physically?
New Year's. Yeah, New Year's. I was there for 2 days. So I get there to the house, like, I've done many times over the years. And William's like, well, you can stay wherever you want. But, it might be better if you stay at this Airbnb I bought. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm going to stay in my room. I always stay in. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying with my mama. What's wrong with you?
He says William barely gave them personal time to talk. He shared this video with us.
Got a selfie pan over my awesome and my mom. And me and my Messiah, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yes, that is.
She spent 60 to 70 years developing this angelic personality, which is really her. It's really her. She's very genuine. And
hold on, y'all.
The past few years, I'll say she gets aggressive.
What are some of the things that trigger her?
Not knowing where she is, not knowing where William is a big thing for her. And that's my biggest issue because he manipulates that to the fullest and not in a good way. She's being made to think that she needs to work. And what that means is that he's not going to be present with her.
He says this all came to a...
Okay, now him wanting to go visit his mom and the husband gently trying to get him to stay somewhere other than the house. You can take that left or you can take that right. You know what I mean? What's up, Angela? How you doing? Hey, Don. I saw you come in, boo. You can take that left or you can take that right. If I did not live in the same city with my mom, when I come to town, I'm probably going to want to stay with my mom. Now, if it's a whole family of people, like if it's me, my kids, my husband, yeah, we probably get a hotel room. But if it's just me, yeah, I can see why he would be like, what you mean? I got to stay at an Airbnb. I always stay at my mom's house. Why I can't stay at my mom's house? I don't think that one example, but now it's getting into some of the other situations. Lord, Tracy done opened up the bar at 10 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Tracy done opened up the bar. She said, we got blackberry lemonade, cranberry, apple, and pineapple mango. We have tequila sunrise, espresso martinis, and for the non-drinkers, there's fresh pressed juices. So Tracy done listen, I don't control the bar. Tracy do. And she decided that she was going to open the bar. How she opened the bar. Okay. I feel the son and husband want to keep her isolated and take her money. Now, he also said that over the last few years, he's noticed that she's quick to anger and she can be triggered very easily. Now, for those of us that have dealt with Alzheimer's or dementia in our family, we know that that can be something. We know that can be something. All right, but here's where they start getting into the specifics. The first part of this, they were just laying the foundation of who the son was and all of that. We're starting to get a little bit, let's listen now, we're starting to get a little more into the specifics.
A few months ago, while his mother was on the road in Baltimore. He said that his sister Kenya called him one night.
She got away from the hotel and she ended up in another hotel across town. I guess once she realized that she was on the road or somewhere she didn't know, I guess she saw a hotel and figured that's where she was supposed to go. And one of the employees at the hotel recognized her. She couldn't answer any of her questions, as far as, what are you doing here? Are you working? Where are you coming from? Are you a guest at the hotel? Is there anybody we can call? My mom could not.
So when she was in Baltimore, it sounds like she wandered away from her hotel. Now, how she got past security and all of that, I don't know. But it sounds like somehow she got out the hotel. And it was in the middle of the night. So it wasn't like it was during the day where it was a lot of busy traffic, whatever. And they said that according to her son's story, she ended up on the other side of town at a totally different hotel. And then she could not tell the lady who was trying to help her where her hotel was, so forth and so on. Thank you, Dre Love and Life, for being a member for 20 months. She said, listen, it's 15:23 here, so bring on the drinks. Child, she gave y'all military time.
Answer this person at all. She couldn't answer any of her questions.
That hotel employee took Gladys's phone, got a hold of her daughter, Kenya, who then called her longtime road manager, Larry Ward.
Larry Ward came and got mom, and, she was okay after that.
And that's why Hankerson says it has to stop. Around July 23rd, he says he drove from it.
So the lady, Gladys could not tell the lady, I guess, enough information. So the woman just went through the phone and called her daughter. The daughter then called the road manager, and that's how they got Gladys. That is definitely, if this is a true story, that is definitely an indicator of some sort of, some sort of dementia, her wandering and not knowing stuff, not remembering stuff. Again, if this is a true story, right? I keep listening.
Atlanta to Asheville, North Carolina, where she lives, to file a formal complaint of elder abuse with the Buncombe County Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm extremely...
Now, I don't know if they needed to do that. And again, I don't know what I don't know. Well, you're not the next of kin, because he's not the next of kin. He's the son. He's not the husband. I don't know if that was if it needed to be that extreme that you had to drive and file a report, but keep listening.
Concerned about how she is being handled right now.
We called Buncombe County to confirm if there was any pending investigation into the well-being and care of Gladys Knight. A spokesperson wrote us, quote, "We are unable to confirm or deny the identity of someone receiving public assistance or social services, citing privacy laws."
He has been texting me like frantically.
Here are some...
Tracy, hold on to what you just said. I'm going to put on the screen what Tracy just said. Hold on to what you just said, because he's getting ready to say something that totally changed my mind about the whole situation. Okay? So I want y'all to listen.
Those texts, quote, What in God's name would possess you to do such an evil thing and ruin a week of laughter and fun for your mother and her grandkids and great-grandkids? I told you the door is open anytime for you to come and check on your mom. She's happy and loved, and all she wants is happiness and peace. Our lives are not long. Just let these years be in peace. I want to move forward. What I'm saying to you is that sending the cops and the social service people over here will endanger what she's trying to maintain. Anything other than that is irrelevant to me. Just love her. Take care of her. And whatever you guys want to do, just let me know. I'm happy to support it. End quote. We took it a step further and asked Shenga if this is all a ploy to sabotage her tour. I just want to be clear because some people might be like, you know, she's going on tour. And his son is.
I don't care about any of that. As a matter of fact, I don't care about anybody saying I'm sabotaging anything. I really don't care. I could care less. You know, I really don't care. Am I sabotaging it? Absolutely. I'm sabotaging it. I am sabotaging.
He said, I am sabotaging the tour because I don't think my mama need to be on tour. So you're right. Yeah, I am. I'm trying to sabotage the tour because I don't think my mama need to be on tour. So, okay. Yeah, that's me. I did it. Mm-hmm.
Put that out there. Because I don't want my mom out on tour, on a tour bus, wondering where she's at. That's my mom. I truly love her and don't care about her ever working a second longer while she's alive. The direction that she's going in is pushing her to a departure, you know, and I don't want to see that.
Now, Shenga Hankerson has said that he and his immediate family has been left out of the loop when it comes to his mom's doctor's visits and her overall health. He did say he did get a text from William McDowell saying that Gladys has a condition, a syndrome called Sundowner syndrome.
This is where my whole opinion changed. I'm gonna go back. I want y'all to hear it again. Hold on.
Where his mom's doctor's visits and her overall health. He did say he did get a text from William McDowell saying that Gladys has a condition, a syndrome called Sundowner syndrome, where somebody gets confused later on in the day. Now, we did reach out.
Now, first of all, I want to see that text. You showed us the other text. I want to see the text from the husband saying, yes, she has Sundown syndrome. Sir, Sundown syndrome is early onset dementia / Alzheimer's. I'm not a doctor. I don't know which one. But I know that Sundown syndrome is directly connected. So for you to say, oh, yeah, she has Sundown syndrome, sir, then this woman don't need to be out on tour. I'm sorry, what? But I do want to see that text. Now, you showed us all them other texts. Because they showed, I want to see that text. Because that's a text you need to be taking down to the social services. That's the text you need to be taking down to the social services. Jay Knight, are you a member of the family? Hi. Because you're saying some interesting things in the chat. Are you a member of the family? You want to speak to us? I would love to hear what you have to say. Real talk. I'm not even being funny. I'm so serious. Welcome.
William McDowell for a comment. We both called and texted him. We're still waiting for a response.
I bet y'all are.
We'll pass it along to you. For TSR Invest.
So shout out to the Shade Room. Again, if you want to hear that whole video uninterrupted, please go over to the Shade Room. You can watch it from beginning to end without my commentary. But we're doing a reaction video over here, which means you're going to get my reaction. And that's what it was. This is how I feel about it. I think two things can be true at the same time. Why can't she be active with Sundown? Cruiser, that woman does not need to be on tour. If she is dealing with some sort of dementia or with some sort of Alzheimer's, she does not need to be out on tour. Like he said, on the road in a different city every day, dealing with tour life is grueling for a healthy 30-year-old. It's definitely, and I don't care if she's staying at the 5-star, the best restaurants, the best hotels, staying at the best, she's got a beautiful tour bus. I don't care about any of that. I wouldn't want my mama doing it. And I understand that this is what this woman loves to do. I understand that this is all she has ever done. I mean, Gladys Knight has been an entertainer since she was a child. I understand all of that. And I'm not saying that she needs to sit on a rocking chair on the front porch until she unfortunately passes away. But I also think that there needs to be some things put in place. If she is dealing with this, there needs to be some things put in place. Maybe she doesn't need to be on a tour. If she wants to go and do concerts where she can fly in, stay at a hotel, stay in the same place, have a doctor there with her, or have some sort of someone with a medical background. I don't want to say a nurse, but someone with a medical background that can be with her all of the time. She needs to be on the proper medication. I don't know if she is or she isn't. I'm just saying if she isn't, she is. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, I wouldn't want that for my mother. And I think two things can be true at the same time. We can side eye the son because, he ran that restaurant into the ground and he didn't do what he should have done by the restaurant. But we can also say, listen, he's concerned about his mom. I don't think that and when I say we, I'm pointing the finger at myself as well. I don't think that we should always think that something is about a money grab. I just don't feel like we should. But it sounds like, and somebody in the chat earlier said, what about her other kids? Well, it sounds like he's the one that's speaking up. But according to the report, other members of the family have said that they have been kept out of the loop and they have not been included in what's going on with her on the day-to-day basis. But again, this is one side of the story. We do not know the husband's side of the story, and we certainly don't know Gladys Knight's side of the story. But based on that, like I said, I want to see that text message, sir. I want to see the text message where the husband said that she deals with Sundown syndrome. Because it seemed to me like that text, and you need to go get a statement from the lady at the hotel down to the Baltimore. That's what you need to be taking down to the social services. You need to take that text message along with a statement from the lady down to that hotel. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Look at the text message about the debt. He pushed everyone out when he became the manager. Hold on, let me go back. Because I do notice they didn't read that one. Hold on. Thank you. Hold on, let me go back and read it. Because I do notice that he did not read that text message. Okay. Y'all know I didn't show y'all this video on purpose. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Laughter and fun for your mother and her grandkids and great-grandkids. I told you the door...
Hold on. I told you the door was open anytime for you to come and check on your mom. This is just a repeat of what happened when you had the restaurant. There is nothing out good here. Women, be a part of it. Wait, what? This is just a repeat of what happened when you had the restaurant. There is nothing but good here. Be a part of it. I don't see nothing else about the restaurant.
Time for you to come and check on your mom. She's happy and loved, and all she wants is happiness and peace. Our lives are not long. Just let these years be in peace.
That's all they say about the restaurant. Hold on, let me make sure. Hold on. What this say? Yeah, that's all they say about the restaurant.
What I'm saying to you is that sending the cops and the social service people over here will endanger what she's trying to maintain. Anything other than that is irrelevant to me. Just love her. Take care of her. And whatever you guys want to do, just let me know. I'm happy to support it. End quote. We took it.
All right, I don't see nothing else about the that's all they said about the restaurants in there. Google says that he's 14 years younger than Gladys. Well, you can tell he's a little younger. I did a quick search on the tour, and they're on break now until September, but the dates are back-to-back in different cities. Yeah, when I saw them tour dates, listen, like I told y'all, I was going to go on that tour. And when I saw them tour dates, they were for all of those women, not just for Gladys. All of them women are a little long in the tooth to be traveling like that. Even Beyonce stays somewhere for 4 or 5 days at a time. I mean, that's probably because it take her stage 2 days to build them. Take them 2 days to build the stage. But still, all of them women are a little long in the tooth to be doing that. Well, you know, Gladys did Vegas for many years. My parents saw her in Vegas. I think, and I don't know this to be a fact. Anyway, I'm just saying she did a Vegas. She's done a residency. For years, she did a residency. She's good when she gets rest, but it's the traveling that wipes her out. She barely gets any rest. It's hard, J Knight. Now again, you got that same last name. I'm just asking you family. You a daughter, granddaughter, niece, cousin. I'm just asking. Everybody's 81 is not the same. You're absolutely correct. And what I'm saying is this. I am not saying, in my opinion, I'm not saying that I don't think Gladys Knight should ever perform again. I'm not saying that. I don't think Gladys Knight need to be on tour. But hell, I don't think Patty need to be on tour. And Patty ain't never stopped touring. Patty tours. Like I said, I done seen Patty in concert 5 million times. I done seen Patty in concert 5 million times. So I ain't even saying what she should or shouldn't do. I'm just telling y'all. I ain't know she lived in Asheville though. Cruiser, did you know she lived in Asheville? I did not know that. Wait a minute, Auntie Eva, what y'all say? Did she say hold on. You said you keep her in the prayers. Did y'all say who she was? They need to talk about they need to look at the finances. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't know she lived in Asheville. Listen. Now y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna get on out of here because I gotta get to the doctor. Let me say this. Shaka don't need to be on tour because Shaka need to protect her sobriety. Now, y'all ain't gotta like it, but that's the truth. Shaka can probably still work a stage, okay? But Shaka need to protect her sobriety, and the road is not a good place for people who dealing with substance issues. Now, that's very documented. Shaka's been very open and clear about her substance issues, and I'm just saying she need to protect her sobriety. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Well, she from North Carolina, ain't she? Ain't Gladys from North Carolina? Somebody Google, where Gladys from? I know she grew up in Atlanta. I think she grew up in Atlanta, but is she from North Carolina? Or maybe I'm just thinking because she took the midnight train to Georgia. I don't know. Sometimes I just be making stuff up in my head. Maybe she is from Georgia, child. Gladys is from Georgia. Okay, so her husband's from North Carolina. Got it. Okay. I knew she took that midnight train to Georgia. I'm sorry, y'all crack myself up sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so silly. See, this is why I don't need to come down here in the morning. I'm silly. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be listening to y'all be listening to Gladys Knight all day long. Baby, I'm gonna put that Claudine soundtrack on when I get in the car, and I'm having me a good time. If y'all don't know nothing about that Claudine soundtrack, I don't know what you don't call yourself no Gladys Knight fan if you don't know about that Claudine soundtrack. I'm telling you now, don't call yourself a Gladys Knight fan if you don't know nothing about that Claudine soundtrack. That's all I'm telling y'all. Thank me later. If you don't know. If you don't know about that Claudine soundtrack, don't tell me you a Gladys Knight fan. That's all I'm saying. Moving right along. I need to watch Claudine. Baby, maybe we need to do a movie night and watch Claudine, because that's my movie. I love me some Claudine, child. Love me some Claudine. Anyway. Yes, Michael Reed said that Claudine soundtrack is everything. Yeah, if you don't call yourself no Gladys Knight fan, if you don't know about that Claudine soundtrack, don't listen. But my favorite Gladys Knight song is Neither One of Us Wants to Be Baby. That thing right there, that thing do something to me. Neither One of Us. Woo! Okay. Let me stop before we start having a concert and I gotta go. I gotta go. Let me say this real talk. No, seriously, let's be serious. I never want to see anybody, celebrity or not, I never want to see anybody in a situation where they may or may not, because I don't know the truth. We have one side of a story that may or may not be treated the way they should be treated, especially for somebody that has worked as hard as Gladys Knight has worked throughout her entire life. And she's been through a lot. She has. We only have one side of the story. What I will say is I hope that the family works together to try to figure out the best course of action for her. Jay Knight, that's in the chat, if you are truly a family member, and I'm definitely here for an interview. If anybody from the family would like to interview and would like to tell more details of the story, my platform is open to you. Can one of my mods drop my email in the chat, ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at ReallyBTV_ on YouTube. And this is serious. I know I was joking a few minutes ago, but I'm really serious. If you would like a platform to tell your story, or for somebody from the family to tell their story, I'm available and my platform is available, and we will be respectful of the story and tell the story. But it was that sundown at the end that did it for me. It was the sundown at the end. And again, I want that text. That's the text. Thank you, Don. Thank you, baby. I want to see that text, because if that husband really did say she suffers from sundown syndrome and you got her ass performing at night, that don't make sense to me. But anyway, with that being said, I'll be back later on, y'all. I got to talk to El Teddy and see if we're going to do a teacher project. I'm not sure what time I'm going to be home, because I'm going to the doctor and I have a couple of other errands to run, and then I got to go see my mama. So I'm not sure what time I'm going to be leaving my parents' house. Y'all know in afternoon traffic, it takes me about an hour to an hour, 15 minutes to get home from my parents' house with rush hour traffic. So if I can get in front of rush hour traffic, that'd be great. If not, but there's my email. Thank you, Tracy. There's my Instagram. You can find me on Instagram if you want to send me an inbox on Instagram. And my email as well is in the chat. Hold on. My email is ReallyBthePodcast@gmail.com. And that's serious. If you are a family member, or if you are in contact with the family and they would like to come on and interview, I definitely would love to get more details and ask some questions. Because again, I got questions. Now I'm about to go get in my car and listen to this good Claudine soundtrack. You know, somebody was telling me, now I've never been interested in Discord. El Teddy tried to get me to join the Discord over on his channel when he put his Discord, his group chat in the Discord. But I know people be having movie nights and stuff on the Discord. Maybe we can do that. Maybe I'll do the Discord so we can have some movie nights over there. Because we could do Claudine, we could do Mahogany. Ooh, Mahogany, that's that's my movie. All right. And $7. We still on the number from yesterday, $7.12 in the cash app. Thank you, Cruiser. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm about to talk to y'all later. Peace. Y'all have a good day. I'll see y'all a little bit later on this afternoon. I'm definitely going to try to get some unless something major happens in the news, we probably won't do a tribe meeting tonight. We'll probably do a couple of reviews. I'm gonna try to get Heart and Hustle Houston and Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm gonna try to get that done today. Again, it's just gonna depend on what time I get home. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace.